Hi, this is Dale Buchanan, the host of Puppy Talk Podcast. Before we get started today, I wanted to let you know of my new book, The Complete Puppy Training Manual. It's available on Amazon in 4 formats: Kindle ebook, paperback, hardcover, and audiobook. You can find it on Amazon right now. It's called The Complete Puppy Training Manual, and I will put a link in the show notes of this episode. I'm Dale Buchanan, and this is Puppy Talk, the podcast that offers advice on how to raise a happy, healthy, and obedient puppy. For more training tips, visit our website at puppytalkpodcast.com. Welcome to Puppy Talk episode number 46. We're going to continue today with our puppy training series, teaching the command, leave it. This is a great command, and before I get into the instruction, I want to give you a few applications, and I'll use my puppy or my dog, she'll be 2 years old in a week, Dixie, as an example. When I take Dixie into the elevator, she wants to sniff and lick the walls because other dogs' scents are on the walls. And every time we get into the elevator, I say, leave it. And she backs off and she sits and looks at me. And I train her to do this, and I'll tell you how I train her to do this in just a few minutes. Another thing that I do with her when we go outside for a walk, because she's had Giardia so many times, and that's a parasite that comes into the dog's body through other dogs' feces, then when she goes walking and she's looking for a place to potty, she will start to look or sniff near another dog's poop where they didn't pick it up. And I hate that people don't pick up their dog poop, by the way, but she goes towards the other dog's poop and I say, leave it. And I touch the leash and she backs away from it. And she backs far away from it because she knows that when I say leave it, because I trained her at a very young age to not go near that dog poop. And anything that she starts to pick up in her mouth, which is very rare, but if she does start to pick anything up in her mouth, I say leave it before she has it in her mouth, and then she backs off and looks at me. This is all done through the training that I'm going to teach you in a few minutes. This is very, very helpful command if your dog is picking up things like socks in the house or tissues, or if your dog is picking up a lot of leaves or debris outside. Teaching the leave it command is something that you absolutely have to implement into the puppy's training early on so they know not to get the object in their mouth. If they already have the object in their mouth, we use drop it, which I'm going to teach you in the next episode. Let's get started with today's training lesson, how to teach the leave it command to your puppy. First of all, grab some high-value training treats. Second, get something in the puppy's vicinity that they would normally pick up in their mouth and put it close to them and have the training treats ready. You can even hold this object in your hand. Let's say, for an example, that your puppy tries to pick up socks or picks up socks around the house and runs around the house with them. You want to train this puppy to leave it before they get the sock in their mouth so you don't have to chase your puppy around and have your puppy run away with the sock in their mouth. So you have this sock near them. They go to approach near this sock, and they're about 2 or 3 inches away from the sock, and you say, leave it. You have to say it very firm like this, leave it. It startles them because it's a correction. So they're going to back off and look at you because they don't know what you're going to say next. And you say, good girl or good boy, and reward them with a treat. You can also say yes as a marker and reward them with the treat. Let's go through this again. They normally go for socks. You have a sock on the ground. They normally go and get it. Maybe you dropped it through your laundry, and they normally go and get it. As they are approaching the sock, you say firmly to them, leave it. And it startles them. They stop moving toward the sock, and they even back up, and you say, yes, good girl, good boy. You reward them with a treat. As all operant conditioning, you want to fade the lure. and you don't want to use the treats and rely on the treats all the time. I haven't used training treats with Dixie since she was 6 months old, and that was 18 months ago. So you want to make sure that you can say this command and implement this command to your puppy without a food reward eventually. The next thing that you want to do is practice outside. All puppies are going to want to pick up things on the ground. Don't let them do that. As they go to get stuff off the ground, their nose is on the ground, say leave it, and when they look up and look forward or look at you, yes, good girl, good boy, reward that behavior. Now we're getting somewhat into leash training skills, but it kind of overlaps because you're going to have to use a mild correction, which this is, on the walks of puppies so they know what you want them to do. With Dixie, like I said, she very rarely gets anything off of the ground. Very rarely, 1 in 100. And she's always looking up and forward and looking around and scanning the environment because she's an Australian Shepherd and she's a herding breed and she's always looking for someone to go hang out with and love up on and kiss and greet. She's a very friendly dog and she's always looking out for other dogs to go play with. So very rarely does she particularly pick things up off the ground, but most puppies do, especially if they've been pent up all day, they're bored, they're very young, they just want to explore the world, they want to explore the earth, and their noses are getting into the ground and they're picking things up. So as they start to pick a rock or a stick or a leaf, just say leave it before they get it into their mouth. And then when they look at you or they back away from it, startled, yes, good girl, good boy. And let me tell you, some dogs, and even with Dixie, I do use leave it quite a bit while we're outside. Leave it is a command you can use often, but don't do this. Leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it. Don't do that. Don't repeat the command, but you can use it many times throughout your walk or throughout the day. Don't be scared to use the leave it command, the correction. It's a mild correction. And that's all you have to do to teach and implement the leave it command. The next episode I'm going to teach you is drop it. And I hope you're enjoying these puppy training series episodes because these are my top episodes of the 46 episodes that I've done so far on Puppy Talk. If you have a second, check out our website, puppytalkpodcast.com, and our sponsor, MendotaPet.com, and our page for Buy Me a Coffee, which is connected to our website, puppytalkpodcast.com. On Buy Me a Coffee, you can leave a donation, you can join the membership, you can even sign up for a phone consultation. Have a great day, and I hope these tips help you. See you next time. This is Dale Buchanan, host of Puppy Talk Podcast. I have an announcement of a new book that I just published called Potty Training Your Puppy. It's available on Amazon in Kindle and paperback, soon to be available on audiobook. You can find out all the details of this book using the link in the show notes. It's called Potty Training Your Puppy. It's a comprehensive book with a simple and effective way to help potty train your puppy, and it really works. Check out the link in the show notes.